He's described as the greatest get in Adam State men's lacrosse history. It's a relatively new program, but for Daniel Mays, the compliments continue to arrive as we welcome you back to Grizzly Connect. When you hear your coach, John McCreary, describe you as the greatest get, how does that make you feel?
It's a dream. I got to be honest. You're growing up in high school and everything, trying to play college ball. It's great to be recognized at that level. It's flattering.
Well, and you got quite the history with the game of lacrosse. You didn't start playing till your freshman year in high school, but you're coming out of Pennsylvania. You played at Salisbury State that has 900 plus wins. The head coach at Salisbury has over 900 wins in his career. When you're around a program like that, what kind of insight do you learn about high-level lacrosse?
There's good players. I mean, I did a brief stint there, and there's better players there than I've seen at some Division I schools. I mean, they're phenomenal. They're one of the best programs in college lacrosse history. It was eye-opening for sure to get there and see these good players and like, oh man, I got to step it up a little bit.
Yeah, you came out of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, a smaller town, kind of similar to Alamosa. Maryland's like 10 minutes away. You got Philly and Pittsburgh. You're right in between those two cities. What are you, more of a Philly? More of a Pittsburgh guy?
I'd say I'm more of a Pittsburgh guy. I'm a little back and forth between sports, but Philly fans are rough, man. That's a rough crowd. That's definitely some animosity. I'd go more Pittsburgh's way.
Most vicious setting you've ever been in for a sporting event? I don't care what game it is, but Philly, Pittsburgh, what was the game?
Oh, if you can't beat Flyers fans. They're atrocious in a way. They love it. They love it, man. They'll die for that team.
It's one of those arenas where you immediately expect to see like 9 YouTube videos during the game uploaded for fights and random events. Do you just would you ever bring a child to a Flyers game? What's the age limit? You got to be above this age to go to a Flyers game.
I think you're not going there. I don't know if 18, I don't know if my son's still small at 18, he's not going yet. I'm going to put some weight on you.
That's a rated R environment, but it also, everybody knows the history of Philly with Santa Claus getting booed and at the old vet at the Eagles game. When you look at the environment, though, what kind of athletes emerge from there, you got to be tough. What did that Philadelphia aspect of growing up in a really competitive environment teach you about winning, teach you about being a hard-nosed player?
It's a trickle-down type deal. I was more west of Philly, but I have a lot of friends from there. One of my best friends from Philly, and it's a hard-nosed lifestyle. I know guys here in other sports, and they're tougher guys. I mean, growing up in that kind of city and setting will definitely make you that kind of person.
Well, that's what Coach McCreary talks about. Is he wants guys like that. If you're going to go play East Coast teams, you need to have a different attitude. What's one of those challenges that comes with being an East Coast guy and playing lacrosse out west to try to make sure that everybody understands what it takes to really be an elite player?
It's completely different styles. If you go West Coast, we have guys like Josh Biederman, like Seth Stoll. We've got guys that can really run and gun. And the West Coast is so much more fast paced. You're not really settling it down. You're just trying to rack up goals. You're hard shooters and fast dodgers. And East Coast is a lot more methodical. You get into Baltimore lacrosse especially, it's a lot more about the X's and O's and the strategies than just the raw physical talent.
It's Daniel Mays, Adams State men's lacrosse. 3 schools before Adams, and all of it is just trying to identify a home, which can be so hard. When you hear that total, explain it to our audience why the amount of schools and why it kind of took so long for you to find a home.
That first year, I had the freshman slump. I came out of high school with a good report of my name in the game and everything, and then I got to that first school and didn't do so well, so I took some time off after that. And then I went back to Delaware Tech, which is it's a community college in Dover, Delaware, and it's kind of like you go there for a year or two to get recruited by other schools to get back into the game, to get back into a good education, and then Salisbury just wasn't a good fit. I just had some conflicting ideas, and then it worked out for the best because I left there and somehow ended up here, and I'm happier than ever, man.
Coach McCreary spent a year and a half recruiting you. Year and a half of just checking in. Oh, hey, Daniel, how you doing? By the way, I love it. Love to have you. The persistence paid off.
Yeah.
When did you realize, this is a guy who's been loyal. He's been coming after me for a while. I want to take that plunge. I want to go to Adams State.
It was after Salisbury didn't work out. It was the end of last fall, and I didn't really have a place to go in the spring. I didn't know what I was going to do, and McCreary just shot me a call. He said, hey, buddy, how's everything going? Like he had been doing. And that's kind of whenever it clicked that could be a realization. Like, he's a good guy. I definitely wanted to play under him.
It's a program that was picked preseason number 3 in the WILA. The squad's still trying to get those first wins against Colorado Mesa. Still trying to make that step forward. Where do you play in all of this? From a leadership role, from being a guy who can make Adams State and take Adams State to new heights?
I'm more of an offensive guy. You know, I'm open to two-way ball. I'm trying my best just to get everything to mesh together. You know, we try to get our lines, everyone meshing together, everyone playing well together between offense, defense, attack, midfield. And I'm just trying my best to fit in there in whatever role that I need to be in and make my best commitment and my best contribution to get us where we need to be, my man.
Well, it's a team that's starting to make some noise. Having lacrosse around the community campus brings a new edge to sports. What's the number one legitimate stereotype about lacrosse players?
We get, the lacrosse jerks, especially being from the East Coast, being not too far from Baltimore. You get a lot of the Baltimore private school kids, all that junk. But that's all in good fun. That's what brings popularity to it.
Yeah, it's just you got a bunch of happy-go-lucky guys, and people
having a good time.
They're having such a great time. I want to be a part of it, but I can't play, so I'm going to make fun of them. But it's different with this year's team because the travel schedule is intense as usual. You've got a bus trip to Kansas City, St. Louis, and Chicago. How quickly do you want to see this team make the next step forward and really be ready to make some noise once conference play arrives?
We're trying, man. We're really trying. I mean, I think we're there. Seeing where this program's been and seeing where they are now, I mean, it's leaps and bounds. I mean, the coaches recruited well, the guys are working hard, and I think this year we're really looking to make that big buzz that we need to establish ourselves as a program beyond just a middle of the class, middle of the way kind of team.
Hey, congrats on being here. Congrats on all the acclaim you're hearing.
Thank you.
We'll talk late April and see how this season plays out. But what an intense start to the year. Really no time to waste around. Should be a great ride.
Yeah, it will, man. I'm excited for it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's Daniel Mays, Adams State Lacrosse, and this is KSPK's Grizzly Connect.